It's showtime!
Hey, what's up guys, Pitiful7 here, back with another reaction video. And I'm joined here today by Unsuitable Programming.
I'm picking hairs out of my balls.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I just took a bunch of Adderall and now it's starting to kick in.
Okay, and...
Oh my god! It's John Halo!
Yo, what's poppin', B?
Look, I'm always up to some bullshit at the start of your videos. I had to come up with something different.
I mean, fair enough. But anyways, today we're here checking out Citizen Soldier's newest song, Dead End Life. This is the song that is starting out their new album, which I don't think I've told you what the album's called. Their newest album is called Icarus.
I remember hearing about that, actually, yeah.
Are you gonna fly too close to the sun with this one?
I know I am.
Stand by. That's what the album cover is.
Cool.
Shit looks awesome.
It do, though.
Okay, but anyways, we're checking out the first single off the new album, Dead End Life, and the description reads, "Feel like you just can't catch a break? I'm interested in hearing this one. Y'all ready?"
Yesticles.
Ooh, like how it's starting.
Okay. Started off, a pretty neat little, like, 70s, late 80s style groovy kind of track, and now all of a sudden, damn.
Ooh, ha-ha! Okay. Okay. I'm liking the visuals in the background too. Okay. My dead end life, my dead end life. Every day I die a little bit more. Pull the plug on my life support, 'cause life is going right. In my dead end life, my dead end life. All left turns, crash and burn. Start seeing a little bit alright. Out of hope, no direction that I haven't tried. Every time I see light, I'm right back at the starting line. So take your advice, stick it where the sun don't shine. Ooh. Die a little bit more. Every day I die a little bit, die a little bit, die a little bit more. Ooh!
Okay, that's a solo. That's a hell of a good solo, actually.
Wasn't expecting it, that's for damn sure. A little bit more. I don't know what I'm living for. Lying in my open eyes. In my dead end life, my dead end life. Yeah, a little bit more.
Ooh.
Hell of an outro, too.
God damn.
Jeez. Okay.
Fuck.
Music.
Okay. Before we actually go through it like we normally do, and hopefully it's not a 40-minute to an hour-long video again.
Right.
General thoughts on the song.
Let's see. Instrumentally, everything was fantastic. Definitely a nice change up, but still very familiarly Citizen Soldier. Lyrically speaking, though, I think this is the first time I actually have to be openly critical. The fact that every single line in every single verse ended with "somebody kill me." It's like, Citizen Soldier, you're better than this. For the love of God, why are you being so repetitive? Change at least one of the lines, damn it! Like, granted, I'm not exactly a professional songwriter of any sort, but Citizen Soldier is, and they didn't do this shit before. Bugs me when they decide to be, or when anybody decides to be a bit repetitive, but I will take this in a little bit of positive stride in that maybe there is a bit of a good reason for it. Usually whenever a group starts to make a song that's a little bit more on the repetitive side, a little bit, I guess, more palatable for certain people, it usually means, oh, hey, they may actually get some radio play, so people are actually going to start checking them out a little bit more. So, if that's the way it's going, then that's actually going to be generally for the better. I personally respect having at least one or two, like, definitely radio play songs on an album, specifically because people are going to hear them and they're going to be like, I want to hear more of this group. So if that's the case, then I can understand that. But if it's not the case, then for the love of God, only one of those needed to be "somebody kill me." Heck, I could even understand two.
Yeah, the way I'm personally looking at that is from what I understand, and I'm gonna go back and look. Oh shit. Is that all the songs that are on this album are inspired by us as fans, and as someone who, me personally, with the amount of stress that I get under, like with everything going on with that it was shown in there, like the past bill dues, car breaking down but your rent went up, killing myself for a 9 to 5, the boss gets richer and I just survive. A lot of times, most people, like myself included, when we get so stressed out, your only response is, will somebody just kill me?
I mean, I can understand it from that perspective, I suppose.
Because I know a lot of people who are like that, myself included. Like, you just get so fucking stressed out to where it's just like, someone just fucking kill me, get it over with.
There is that. I would also, like, I would kind of argue a little bit that another, fairly frequent one that I hear is like, somebody tries to talk to somebody on a more positive note when they're that stressed out. They usually say something along the lines of, like, leave me the fuck be. Stuff like that. B rhymes with me. Could have done that.
I don't know. But I respect them for going on with how they wanted to do it.
Right.
At least with me, maybe, yeah, I agree, maybe, in, like, keep the two somebody kill me's in the first verse. Maybe find a way to potentially change it up in verse 2, but just looking at it how it is currently, it was still damn good.
Yeah, like, that's pretty much the only criticism.
Like maybe the somebody kill me was the only way that they could get it to actually flow well enough with with their vision of the song, because I know as a writer with Shattered Souls, sometimes that's what I end up having to do. Sometimes it's just like I have a way that I want a song to sound, but the only way I can get it to sound how I want, how I want it to, how it's supposed to be, is if I end up repeating a couple lines.
I mean, yeah, a little bit of repetition does help out, yes. I'm just saying that it's like, when you repeat it 3 separate times, it's like, couldn't you fit at least one of those to be something different, maybe? And keep in mind, that's the only criticism I have with the song. Every other bit of that song is just fantastically written. It's still the same very well done wordplay with fantastic flow that Citizen Soldier's known for.
Yeah.
It's just that is the one sticking point with me. Is that it's like, they were able to figure out everything else, but they couldn't do that. It's a minor annoyance, honestly. Like, I'm making it out to be way bigger of a deal than it is. It's just, it kind of boggles the mind a little bit. It's like, they were able to pull out some of the most fantastic stuff I've ever heard on ICU. But this time, they decided, let's be repetitive. Why? That repetitive? Why? You have anything to add?
I don't know, man. It's not really my type of jams that I listen to.
Fair enough.
There's not really much I can add about it.
Fair enough. But yeah, like, if that's their vision of the song, then, you know, my criticism is null and void. That's their vision. If I disagree with it, that's just me. My opinion is kind of moot on that one. But that's just personally how I feel, is that it's like,
Yeah.
it could have at least made one of those lines something different.
I get it.
But everything else about the song, no complaints.
Yeah, like honestly, I don't even really know. Like, were there any lines in particular that were also sticking out to you that would make us go back? Like with "Wish I Could Cry," "Reason to Live," "Strong for Somebody Else."
Well, for a very, very positive note, I suppose you could say, my car broke down and my rent went up. It's like, okay, now you're using, you know, 2 different bars of the verse, and having down, up. Very good use of, like, opposites on that one. Very smart thing to do, at least I would say.
Oh yeah.
Very... yeah, I don't know, it just... where the repetitiveness kind of grinds the gears a little bit in the head, that line in particular definitely hit me right in the dopamine spot. Like a 5-year-old.
That's just for you. You watching this video right now. That's for you. Enjoy.
PS5 ambient sound and ass in the background.
Fuck off.
Anyways, yeah, so that's a line that was utterly fantastic. And then, of course, you know, the whole, killing myself over a 9 to 5.
Killing myself for a 9 to 5. My boss gets richer and I just survive, but I don't eat without the overtime.
Yeah, that is a very accurate description for what we currently live in now. How would I put it? Actually, there's not really even much of a way to put it other than to say that it just fits reality like a little too well.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, yes, I'm not working a 9 to 5. I'm not even working an 8-hour day, but still, half the time it's just, you know, an endless procession of dealing with tourists. And if you know one thing about tourists, it's that they are like the apex predator of terrible customers.
They somehow outclass even standard retail Karens.
Yep. They outclass even, like... one time when I was working at McDonald's, some old guy comes in at like 11:01. He's like, "You guys still doing breakfast?" I look over at him and I'm just like, "I'm sorry, sir. Our store policy, we immediately shift over to lunch when it turns 11." And he's just like, "Well, you guys can go fuck yourselves." He like wasn't even angry when he first came in, and then just suddenly became angry when I told him the news.
Gotta love people.
Yeah, Jesus. At that point, like, where's your watch, my dude?
Right. You know they got him in the fucking what do you call it? Cars.
Yep.
But yeah, normally we would just go through the song and everything and just talk about some lines, but realistically, I think we kind of just did.
Yeah, that song was actually particularly straightforward. There wasn't like too many like double meanings when it came to a lot of the lyrics. There wasn't a whole lot of like extremely powerful symbolism or anything like that. It was just very straightforward, but with excellent wordplay. barring in mind the end of each verse. Or the end of each part of the verse, rather.
Yeah, and one thing that Citizen Soldier, in my opinion, always excels at is whenever they do these types of lyric videos. I'm not counting ones like Unsaid or Limit because those were live action. But when they do these kinds of lyric videos, they have fantastic imagery and symbolism in just the backgrounds. Like,
and I mean, kinetic typography type stuff always hits me right in the fun spot in the brain. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, even the ending here.
Yep.
Like, that entire background just in Dead End Life.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of neat because it's like it's a little maze. It looks like there's a big old straightforward path, but that's not going to lead anywhere. It's gonna, you're gonna have to take all those different sideway paths to try to find the exit, and it's always just going to lead right back there.
Exactly.
Which just goes to show that it's like, yeah, no matter which path you take, it's a dead end.
Pretty much.
So, neat bit of symbolism on that front.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't really have too much else to add on to this. What about you?
I think I've got just about everything else I want to say out of that.
Alright, fine. I'm the one who took the deuce and didn't flush. Alright, there. You got me. Listen. It was gonna be a triple flusher. I didn't want to raise your water bill, okay? So I figured, hey, there's a nice target in there. So we'll just piss on it, break it up, and then there you go. You know, I'm saving you on your water bill by doing that, okay? And I'm giving you a fun activity to do while you're taking a piss. So, you know, give me some credit here. Chumba? Chumarino?
This has been Cerberus of Our Days Entertainment. I think I've had my fill here.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, no low. Subscribe, Gary, Johnny, see a Hexa Guy Music post with the links in the description. Follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/PitfallAlley7. Seriously, guys, though, go check out Citizen Soldier. Go stream their music. Go buy their merch. Do whatever you can to support Citizen Soldier, because one thing with Citizen Soldier that can't be said for most music these days is these guys are strictly independent. They're not signed to a record label. They are a complete independent artist. So every chance that we as fans can support them financially, we should.
Exactly.
Whether that's streaming their music, buying their merch, support them however you can, guys.
Yeah, the music's pretty ballin'.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, don't let my frustration, I guess, or rather confusion with yeah.
I'll say this as well. Considering all of the fucking songs I have shown you,
Yes.
this is the only fucking song I've ever shown you that you had even a tiny amount of criticism for, and most people would call that a nitpick.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree that, yeah, it is basically a nitpick. It's more so, it's not even like I'm really frustrated. It's more that I'm just confused.
No, the way I look at it, and weird analogy, I know, but I've been watching all of these videos lately. It's like the Adventure Force Spectrum. Coop would say that the rev trigger was too big, or I'll use the Deuce as a better example because that's one I can think of, where he's like, he hated the fact that the trigger safety was that kind of rev trigger-esque design that's on the handle, and he hated that.
Mm-hmm.
But he also said that is a subjective thing because it requires it required more dexterity with him, while with someone like me, it just goes how I would naturally grip it, so it's just like I never noticed it.
Right.
It's always subject to the eyes of the beholder, I guess.
Or in this case, the ears, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah. Actually, just to dispel any potential hypocrite allegations that could come my way, I actually have the same problems with a bunch of Trivium songs from the Sin and the Sentence album, particularly Beyond Oblivion and The Heart from Your Hate, because those songs get a bit repetitive in their choruses. Very obvious radio play, because they actually did get radio play. And yeah, I have those problems with those songs too. They're actually some of my least listened to on those albums. Or on that album, rather.
Yeah, and Trivium's like his favorite band, so...
Yeah. Although Citizen Soldier's definitely up there, just for the record.
Well, notice I did say one of your favorite bands.
Right.
Not your absolute favorite, although it wouldn't surprise me if they are your absolute favorite.
Pretty close to, anyways.
But, yeah, Thanks for watching. I'm Pitiful Alloy 7,
I'm Cerberus of Irie Days Entertainment.
I need to eat more fiber.
and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out.
Every day I die a little bit more. I don't know